Pian Upe is one interesting game reserve slash national park. Yeah, that's still under discussion to have Pian Upe as a national park. But it's one beautiful place with scenic views like the ones behind me, with different mountains. Like the one behind me is Mountain Kadam. Very beautiful. It's a 2-day climb. You go up one day, spend the night, and come back the following day. The views of the place are spectacular. It's expansive, flat plains, and we also find interesting animals like the beautiful roan antelope. This is one place where you have an opportunity to see the cheetahs, ostriches, giraffes, zebras, leopards. So generally it's endowed with nature, different species, and this is very important, bird watchers, avian lovers like Pian Upe for two rare species of birds, the Karamoja apalis and the Fox's weaver. This is their heaven. You are here, you have your greatest chances of seeing those two rare bird species, and of course different other species of birds. This is one park that is still in its raw nature. We'll be exploring the history and the formation, how it got to be protected and gazetted, and that will be coming up with details.
This 2,043 square kilometers of land was gazetted in 1965, but before the gazettement was inhabited by two tribes, mostly. That is the Pian, who are the Karmojong. Pian is a Karmojong word meaning people with good spirits. And then the Upe is a Pokot word meaning a friendly enemy. So it looks like Pian Upe derived its name from these two cultural tribes. So like when you join the two words, it literally means people with good spirits living together with a friendly enemy. So that's generally the meaning of Pian Upe in a Karmojong context. They were really using this 2,043 square kilometers of land as a source for their animals. So a resource source for their animals, for where they can get water, where they can get grasses for their animals. But as time went on, there was some dry spell that broke up, and the resources tried to become limited for the animals. So when they become limited, they started struggling for them. And out of the struggle, they picked up a quarrel, and then they divided this reserve into two. The Upe extended further eastwards, and then the Karmojongs remained westwards. And in fact, most of the places in the reserve are named after the Karmojong's name. Yeah, like even right now where we are standing here, it's called Muruajore. Muruajore is a Karamojong word meaning a place where they used to gather and organize for raids. Or it is a place when they succeed with the cows, they come and start distributing them from here. So it was like a collective point for the Karmojongs. The Karmojong culture, of course, is quite enriching. It's quite rich, and we have the neighboring communities who are the Pian, who are the Karmojong, and they're the ones actually at times we organize, like when clients come and they are interested to go to have a visit in the Karmojong Manyatas. They do cultural dances, they do traditional stories, they do cultural initiation rites. Like if a client comes and says, no, Daniel, I feel like going to see and witness and practice. So we can go out there and have 1 or 2 nights with them. And then also the Pokot, of course, also have their culture. Their cultural believed not to be eating wild meat. And that's why when you see the movement trend of animals here in Pian Upe, mostly at times in dry season, you find that the concentration is on the eastern part of the reserve, because they're literally being disturbed from the eastern side other than the western part of the reserve. So reason being, the Karamojongs always feed on, actually the wild meat is their delicacy, so they can feed on anything, but not a hyena, actually. I'm sorry with that. Napedet cave. Napedet is a Karamojong word, meaning something that you can see through, a hole that you can see through.
Okay.
So as I told you earlier on, before the gazettement of Pian Upe in 1965, this 2,043 square kilometers of land was inhabited by two tribes. Those are the Pian, who are the Karamojong, and then the Upe, who are the Pokot. The Pokot are the Kalenjin-speaking group of people believed to have migrated from Western Kenya into Uganda. So, but the real people who stayed here are the Karamojongs. If you can look around, you'll see some pot breakages.
Yeah.
Like pottery work. You can see this.
Yeah.
So unlike the Upe, who use only like metallic utensils for cooking and so on, so the Karamojongs basically used always pots. Even up to now, most of them use only pottery utensils, like pots for making their brews and so on. So this was confirms that it was really the Karamojongs who were using this cave for long, and they were using it basically as for shelter, like for the old Waseis, while the youth are out there taking care of animals. So and it's also believed that it is them who are making these paintings. As you can see here, this it's quite trying to weather off just because of the rock weather conditions. But there's something, you can see this the head of a human being, then these are the legs, and then this is a giraffe. You can see its long neck, long legs, and the back. So it's like this person was like trying to hunt a giraffe using a bow and arrow. So to them, these paintings were also like educative shots for their young ones. They draw a picture of an animal, then they show the young ones, this the animals that we have this side. And also to them, it was like a pride for you really to hunt a big, huge animal like a giraffe using just a bow and arrow. It was really a pride to them that he was really a warrior. After picking wrangles, they started stealing each other. Started stealing cows. Karamojongs go to the Pokot land to steal cows. So the moment they succeeded with cows, and the cows cross the main road, the Pokot people have just to withdraw back, because they say the enemy has gone to its territory where it knows best. So vice versa. That's how actually basically they were keeping the boundary of the reserve. And as you look right now, you find that the eastern part of the reserve is more actually conserved than the western part. One being the Upe are conservationists. They are believed culturally not to be eating wild meat, and also like destructive cutting trees and so on. They are not all that into that. But unlike my brothers, the Karamojongs, everything for them is a delicacy. So that was really another way of maintaining these boundary issues. Then, of course, as for now, of course, the Karamojongs are not there, but this has become home to very many other wildlife, like the baboons. They come to rest in here when the sun is too hot. The hyenas come in here, and also the monkeys. And it's also now home for some birds, like swallows. You can see their droppings up there.
Yeah.
This opening you see here, it's believed that when the eruption took place and the magma had not solidified into a strong rock, it is believed that it collapsed on an animal, an antelope, which is not yet known, and it left here the fossil bones. It left some fossil bones, if you can see. Pian Upe in all the days had not yet been known fully to the outside world. So to me, I call it to be the hidden treasure for the country. It's really a very fresh potential that needs to be explored. And thank you so much to have been coming here. And please, I think you'll be our ambassador outside there.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.